the transfer window is open, and Transfer Talk has the latest rumors making the rounds. Follow live with our daily blog throughout the summer. Top story: Rooney wants to come to MLS after Wayne Rooney's whirlwind visit to the United States on a fact-finding mission to see if he'd be interested in a move to Major League Soccer. The Washington Post is reporting that the former Manchester United striker wants to join DC United. Rooney, 32, scored a team-high 11 goals for Everton this season, making 37 appearances for his boyhood club. And he spent his time on this side of the pond checking out DC United's new stadium Audi Field, still under construction, talking with head coach Ben Olsen and the team's general manager and exploring neighborhoods in Northern Virginia ahead of the possible move. The Everton Academy graduate still has 1 year left on his contract at Goodison Park, but the club gave Rooney their blessing to explore his options in America, and it looks like he could indeed swap England for the US. This summer, if Rooney were to move to DC United, he would not be eligible to play until the league's transfer window opens on July 10. Live blog 20.05 BST, that's going to bring Saturday's live edition of Transfer Talk to a close. Thanks very much for joining us, and be sure to check back in a few short hours when we return with all the latest gossip pulled from Sunday's back pages. 20.01 BST, Colombia international Juan Quintero is still being sought out by MLS teams, according to Argentina's Radio Continental, with Atlanta United the latest club to be linked. 19.35 BST, Keylor Navas has been excellent for Real Madrid. He is in a third consecutive Champions League final with them, but rumors of interest in new goalkeepers just won't go away. Sky in Italy claim that Madrid will move for Manchester United's David De Gea again this summer, and if that move doesn't come off they will turn their attention to Roma's Alisson instead. 19.03 BST, sticking with Champions League final team news. Rakan is fit to be on the bench for Liverpool in what could be his final appearance for the club ahead of a reported move to Juventus on a free transfer this summer. 18.34 BST, the teams for the Champions League final are out and Gareth Bale is left on the bench by Real Madrid. Expect a fresh round of speculation about his future post-match. 18.10 BST, reports in Italy suggest new Napoli coach Carlo Ancelotti wants to bring Fiorentina winger Federico Chiesa to the club. 17.43 BST, in managerial news there looks to be movement at Chelsea. Maurizio Sarri has reportedly agreed in principle to take over at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea will have to pay his €8 million release clause. Sky Italy, Maurizio Sarri has general agreement to become Chelsea manager when Antonio Conte leaves. €8 million release clause in Napoli contract expires on Thursday. Cavasol Hicol, at Sky Cava, May 26, 2018. 17.10 BST, Mexico's Javier Hernandez is waiting to see what the future holds after Manuel Pellegrini took over at West Ham. Hernandez had an underwhelming first season at the London Stadium as the Hammers battled relegation under Slaven Bilic and then David Moyes. "Of course I am a West Ham player still, but we'll see," he told reporters when asked about his future ahead of their clash with Wales. 16.48 BST, Manchester City and Leicester are finally close to agreeing a deal for the transfer of Riyad Mahrez, according to the Leicester Mercury. 16.20 BST, as Borussia Dortmund try to convince Chelsea to sell Michy Batshuayi, the Premier League club half-targeted Christian Pulisic moving in the other direction. The Mail reports that U.S. International Pulisic could move to Chelsea as a replacement for Willian, who is a target for Manchester United, or Eden Hazard, whose future always seems to be in doubt. 15.55 BST, transfer dispute Claxon. Santos president José Carlos Pérez says they will not negotiate a deal with Barcelona for Rodrigo Goes while the La Liga champions still owe them money for Neymar. More here. 15.30 BST, Goldson could be replaced at Brighton by Reading defender Liam Moore. Sky Sports reckon the 25-year-old could be on his way back to the Premier League after 2 seasons at the Madejski Stadium. 15.03 BST, Brighton and Hove Albion defender Connor Goldson is attracting the attention of Rangers and Steven Gerrard, say the Argus. Although probably not right now, as Stevie may have other things on his mind. 14.44 BST, Calcio Mercato report that Inter Milan will look to make a summer offer for Roma midfielder Raja Nainggolan. 14.16 BST, this is the right club for me at the right time. We have a huge fan base, an amazing manager, and this club is massive. It has so much history. Jamal Lascelles is not leaving Newcastle it seems, despite reported interest from Chelsea and Liverpool. 14.02 BST, not be upstaged by a Champions League final they are not in. Manchester City have reportedly made their first offer for Napoli midfielder Jorginho. City have made a €45 million £39.4 million bid for the 26-year-old, according to reports from Italy. 13.40 BST, Atletico Madrid may soon have to cope without Antoine Griezmann, but they will be vying with Italian duo Roma and Napoli for highly rated Real Betis midfielder Fabian Ruiz, according to reports in Spain. If they want the 22-year-old, Atletico will have to pay over €35 million. 13.27 BST, unclear whether Messi wants this or not, but Paco Alcácer is being linked to Real Betis by Sport. 13.22 BST, what Lionel Messi wants, Lionel Messi gets. Right, according to Don Balin, he wants Barcelona to sign Chelsea defender Marcos Alonso. Though the club already have a pretty decent left-back in Jordi Alba. 12.56 BST, Manchester United are still on the lookout for a winger. You'd have thought that would be Willian after all the touchline touching at the FA Cup final recently, but Italian newspaper Corriere dello Sport claim instead that United are willing to part with €85 million £75 million to get Brazilian Douglas Costa from Juventus, or is that Bayern, who still have him unless Juve pay his €35 million option at the end of the season. Either way, United want him. 12.31 BST, according to French sports daily L'Équipe, Monaco have opened talks with Angers to sign young left-back Ryan Aït-Nouri from under the noses of Man City and Wolves. 12.16 BST, we're not crying, you're crying. Yokoso. Andres Iniesta unveiled by Vissel Kobe https://t.co/zo4si6hi6pic.twitter.com/to1kaduz, as English, at English. As, May 26, 2018 12.14 BST, but who will replace Darmian at Manchester United? Well, the Mirror seem to think it will be Valencia right-back João Cancelo, who is available for £30 million this summer. 11.59 BST, Tottenham are interested in Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Adrien Rabiot, claim Italian media outlet Calcio Napoli 24. Though if his behavior at being left out of the France squad for the World Cup is anything to go by, we'd urge caution on this one. 11.39 BST, also from Italy, La Gazzetta dello Sport claim that Juventus are closing in on a deal for Manchester United right-back Matteo Darmian, for a fee of around €13 million. Man United fans might foot the bill themselves. 11.34 BST, important Mario Balotelli news. He may not be about to join Juventus, AC Milan or Inter, who have reportedly dropped out of talks, but he is of interest to Parma according to Corriere della Sera. 11.18 BST, former France international Christophe Dugarry says Antoine Griezmann would be a gift for Barcelona if they manage to sign him from Atletico Madrid for €100 million this summer. 11.07 BST, Jan. Yet another, this club will swap this player for Paul Pogba, story. This time it's Real Madrid who are apparently willing to get rid of one of the world's best young defenders, Raphael Varane, to sign the underperforming Paul Pogba from Man United. Nope. 11.02 BST, Athletic Bilbao defender Inigo Martinez has hit out at Real Sociedad president Joaquin Aperve for blocking his move to Barcelona last summer. The defender eventually signed for Bilbao in January after his €32 million release clause was triggered, after a move to Barca was blocked 6 months earlier. Aperve did not keep his word and did nothing to keep me with La Real, Martinez told Marca. 10.42 BST, or could that first signing actually be typically Arsene Wenger? A free transfer move for 34-year-old right-back Stefan Lichtsteiner, who has spent the last 7 years at Juventus, is on the cards according to the Evening Standard. 10.26 BST, new Arsenal boss Unai Emery's first arrival could well be Sampdoria star Dennis Praet, according to Gianluca Di Marzio. The Belgian winger has a £22 million release clause and the outlet reports the club have held concrete talks with Praet's agent. 10.08 BST, West Ham join Leicester in being linked with Barca's Marlon Santos. The defender is on a 2-year loan at Nice, according to Catalan outlet Mundo Deportivo. 9:57 British Summer Time, Barcelona defender Samuel Umtiti says he wants his new contract sorted before he heads to Russia with France, but won't be too unhappy if it's not. There's no news, he said, in quotes reported by Marca. I keep an eye on my mobile but nothing's advanced. It won't annoy me if it's not sorted before the World Cup because it's been a few months since the negotiations began now. But it is important for things to be resolved before the World Cup. On my side of things, there will be an agreement. 9:50 British Summer Time, West Ham might be a little concerned about Javier Chicharito Hernandez's comments about whether he will play for former Manchester City manager Manuel Pellegrini. Of course I am a West Ham player still, but we'll see, the Mexico striker replied when asked about his future at a news conference in Los Angeles ahead of Mexico's friendly against Wales on Tuesday morning. Right now, what can I tell you? I'm glad there's a new manager. I'm sad there's a new manager. It's not the moment to speak about this. My mind is 100% on the World Cup. Asked if Pellegrini was a good appointment by West Ham, Hernandez replied, I don't know. 9:37 British Summer Time, Maurizio Sarri is growing increasingly hopeful that he will be granted his dream move to Chelsea, according to the Daily Telegraph. Transfer talk is growing increasingly certain that if he does get hired then he'll be the next neck on the chopping block for owner Roman Abramovich in 6 months' time. 9:16 British Summer Time, LA Galaxy don't have plans to offload Mexico internationals Jonathan and Giovanni Dos Santos, team president Chris Klein confirmed on Friday. 9 o'clock British Summer Time, Marco Asensio's agent has told Cadena SR that Real Madrid have turned down 2 offers from Premier League clubs worth up to €160 million. Manchester United and Chelsea are reported to be interested in the 22-year-old. Paper talk: Guardiola wants Isco at Man City. Surely there are bigger things on Isco's mind right now than where he will play next season, but the Real Madrid playmaker, readying for the Champions League final against Liverpool, should take solace in knowing that if he's access to requirements for Zinedine Zidane, he could wind up in England next season. Mundo Deportivo is reporting that the Los Blancos midfielder has an admirer in Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola, with the club confident that they can seal an £80 million deal for the 26-year-old this summer. It seems certain that some top players will be leaving the Bernabeu, with Gareth Bale and Karim Benzema both linked with moves to other teams, and fans could get a serious tell from Zidane as to his future plans after finding out who starts in the Kiev final. As if you needed one, there's another reason to watch on Saturday. Barca offer for new Neymar knocked back. Santos have refused Barcelona's initial proposal for their newest new Neymar, Rodrigo, reports Gazeta Esportiva. 17-year-old winger has been a breakout star in the Sao Paulo club's young season, scoring sensational goals and routinely showing his promise on the ball at the senior level this term. However, the outlet reports Neymar's former club were not moved by the Blaugrana's recent offer of close to €30 million, with Opeaks determined to accept nothing less than the €50 million stipulated in his release clause. The tricky attacker, who can't move abroad until his 18th birthday, is said to have a contract with Santos until 2022. However, a FIFA loophole could see him leave the club in 2020. L'Équipe claims Marseille are interested in the services of Manchester United midfielder Marouane Fellaini, with the Belgian midfielder seemingly headed for the exits at Old Trafford as his contract expires, the outlet reports that Sporting director Andoni Zubizarreta has spoken with representatives of the 30-year-old. Arsenal could make a play for RB Leipzig's Emil Forsberg in the summer window, according to Swedish outlet Sport Expressen. Juventus and Atletico Madrid have also weighed moves, says the report, but all three teams could be disappointed as the Bundesliga outfit are ready to dig in their heels and offer the 26-year-old a new deal to stay with the club. Defender Joe Riley has left Manchester United to join League One side Bradford City on a 2-year contract. The 21-year-old right-back, who captained United's under-23s last season, made 2 first-team appearances for the Premier League club. Michy Batshuayi has said that he is happy to wait until after the World Cup to find out whether his future lies at Chelsea or Borussia Dortmund. Batshuayi, 24, was sent on loan to Dortmund for the second half of the season and scored 9 goals in 14 matches before suffering an ankle injury in a game against Schalke in April. Follow at ESPN FC on Twitter to keep up with the latest football updates. Page 2. The transfer window is open, and Transfer Talk has the latest rumors making the rounds. Follow live with our daily blog throughout the summer. Top story: Rooney wants to come to MLS after Wayne Rooney's whirlwind visit to the United States on a fact-finding mission to see if he'd be interested in a move to Major League Soccer. The Washington Post is reporting that the former Manchester United striker wants to join DC United. Rooney, 32, scored a team-high 11 goals for Everton this Toby Alderweireld to Man United, Jorginho to Man City. ESPN FC's Alejandro Moreno breaks down those rumors and more in Rumor Radar. The transfer window is open, and Transfer Talk has the latest rumors making the rounds. Follow live with our daily blog throughout the summer. Top story: Chelsea proposed striker swap with Inter. Chelsea will propose a sensational striker swap deal to Inter Milan involving Alvaro Morata and Mauro Icardi, according to reports in Italy and Spain. The Blues would offer the Spanish forward plus £35 million to convince the Nerazzurri to sell their captain. The Argentinian was left out of Jorge Sampaoli's. The latest transfer rumors from around the world. Things changed in the blink of an eye in football. The Football Whispers Index takes the latest transfer rumors and gives them a score out of 5. The higher the score, the more realistic and reliable the whisper. Here are today's top 5 emerging whispers. And keep an eye on Transfer Talk for all the latest gossip. Fernando Torres to Santos Torres is looking to continue his career elsewhere after playing his final game for Atletico Madrid. He has received offers from the Chinese. ESPN FC's Man United expert Mark Ogden discusses the likelihood that Toby Alderweireld, Fred and Alexandro move to Old Trafford this summer. The transfer window is open, and Transfer Talk has the latest rumors making the rounds. Follow live with our daily blog throughout the summer. Top story: Fred Alderweireld to become Reds. Talk is heating up that Manchester United are closing in on their first signings of the summer. The Mirror is reporting that Jose Mourinho will spend about £97 million on 2 players who would make an immediate impact on his squad: want away Tottenham defender Toby Alderweireld and Shakhtar Donetsk. The latest transfer rumors from around the world. Things changed in the blink of an eye in football. The Football Whispers Index takes the latest transfer rumors and gives them a score out of 5. The higher the score, the more realistic and reliable the whisper. Here are today's top 5 emerging whispers. And keep an eye on Transfer Talk for all the latest gossip. Jorginho to Man City. Napoli have reportedly opened discussions with midfielder Jorginho to discuss the possibility of keeping him at the Stadio San Paolo this summer. But ESPN FC's Shaka Hislop delves into rumors surrounding Neymar, Willian, Anthony Martial, and more in Transfer Radar. The transfer window is open, and Transfer Talk has the latest rumors making the rounds. Follow live with our daily blog throughout the summer. Top story: Sarri set to be Emery's first Arsenal signing. Unai Emery is the new manager of Arsenal, as his own website announced a bit early, and the Mail reports that his first major target of the window has been lined up. It says the Gunners will bid for Nice midfielder Jean-Michel Sarri as they kickstart a revamp of the squad that finished 6th in the